things. Hopefully they haven't heard Dr. D the whole time again, but I think I'm getting better at this. Hey, welcome. It's Wait, Did I Roll a Wild? If you are hearing this, I hope that you just smiled, because we're here and we're live on Twitch or a podcast. Really, I don't know how you consume this, man, but it's Wait, Did I Roll a Wild? Your Marvel Prices Protocol vlog. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things this week. Maybe some things that Dan painted. Maybe some models we're really excited about coming out this week that we might paint. We are not going to talk about what Dr. D has painted this week in any way, shape, or form. We're also going to talk about Beta Ray Bill. And very specifically, as far as like teaser to card, actually pretty quick turnaround. And they were very smart in doing that because we simply would not have been able to wait really any distance of time. Like if you imagine like if they were like, oh, Beta Ray Bill's coming, or like we see it on something somewhere, and then it's like months before we get a card, there would be riots. Absolute riots in the streets.
Months.
So many wilds would be triggered over that, very specifically. But so we're going to talk about that stuff. We're going to touch on some LVO. What is Dr. D bringing to LVO? What are we bringing to LVO? Just kind of a whole bunch of stuff. So Ravensguard, hey. Rev Right Matt, it's good to see every single one of you, and I appreciate Ravensguard that he came to stream tonight ready with his WoW add-ons and his dungeon gear and his flying mounts. It's not going to be needed here tonight.
What?
But
I don't know what that means.
well, you would know what it means if you tune in right here on the Twitch, because I'll be streaming some World of Warcraft Tuesday through Fridays.
Wow, you're a nerd.
I am a nerd.
What's a Warcraft?
There's a whole world of it. I'm pretty certain.
That's a lot of Warcrafts.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They keep finding islands all over the place. Every time there's a new expansion, there's just new land masses coming out everywhere.
They should be better at exploring their world.
Yeah, really. You know, for a really fleshed out, whatever. That's a tangent. Not gonna go down the Warcraft hole today, but
you got plenty of other time for that.
Correct. Every day, Tuesday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 or 7. Because I plan to stop at 6, but it always ends up around 7 for some reason. But let's talk about some games played this week. This past Monday on the Power Phase, I got to play against a very tactical Taylor. We finally got to run those lists that included the most mid and the most unmid fours from the last cleanup phase that Dylan and Dan joined us for. And it was a little bit of a runaway game, but I'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, don't spoil it. I haven't finished watching it yet.
If I remember.
Right? We usually forget that part.
But as far as hobby thoughts, Dan, what have you hobbied this week? Or what are you preparing to hobby?
Rhino.
When it comes out, yeah. It releases tomorrow, right?
Yes.
So
I plan on picking that up tomorrow, gluing that together. I'm going to be traveling over the weekend, so I won't be able to paint them right away, but maybe I'll bring some paints to my parents' house.
Oh, that's right. I just found out you're leaving for a weekend, and that's really difficult for me because normally every weekend it's like seeing you 5 days in a row. It's a really long weekend, but I don't like it.
The last week it was 4 days in a row, and then we had a fifth one. It was gonna be 5 or 6 and then things got canceled. Then I got sick. That was dumb.
Yeah,
that was really annoying. But no, the Rhino will be put together tomorrow night, I'm sure. Maybe while we're recording other things, who knows?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that because it looks like such a cool model.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since we've had like a big beefy boy like that.
It hasn't been since Hulkbuster, has it?
Well, Sentinels, but
oh yeah, gosh, how did I forget
robots?
Those?
That's different.
But those have only been out. I feel like I don't know. They
come out September, October.
They're still new to me.
I don't know.
It's new to me, man. I've only played them once. That means they're still fresh.
They are still quite new.
There is one that is partially slap chopped on my dining room table right now.
That Lindsay did?
The Prime. Define Lindsay did. Did Lindsay assemble it? No.
Did she slap chop it?
Did Lindsay, define slap chopping.
Did she paint it?
Okay, so once again, we're gonna be narrow here, because slap chop is 3 steps, right?
What?
Prime, dry brush, and then contrast. I did one of those.
You primed it.
I did prime it. I primed the Prime.
It was one of those totally honest whips, right? Whatever word you came up with a couple episodes ago. Yeah, thwip. A totally honest work in progress.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one.
We need
I'm
to get
so
that
good.
one on
You
Write
guys
that
are
down.
lucky
we
to
need
have
to get
me
that on a
remember all this
T-shirt.
stuff.
Thwip, totally honest work in progress. This is a road diagram
You're
test
right,
from the.
Where'd that
I
come from?
reminded him of his own joke to put it on a shirt.
That happens
Listen,
a lot.
Yeah, it
A lot
does.
more often
My
than you
goodness.
think.
Listen, when every 13th thing you say is like T-shirt worthy,
13.
That's fair.
so to write
You
that,
you definitely need a shirt that makes you a fourth threat if you want a shirt that's sponsored by me.
oh my God! All right, so here's what we're gonna do for some 4-threat shirts, right? We have 3 different versions.
Mhm.
One with 4-threat just in the mid of the shirt.
No.
You'll get the push 4-threat shirt where it's like literally around the collar, and then the what's the negative? The pull 4-threat, I guess, would be just kind of
Low.
near the hem of the shirt.
Hole.
Yeah,
Just-
just hanging off like a tilted picture.
it'd be
that has
over.
a
It'd be the
level.
lower part of your tummy.
Thwip.
He's literally writing it down now.
Good joke.
Oh, good.
Good joke, Tim.
The notes he has by his spot are indecipherable to anybody but Tim, and probably also Tim a lot of the time.
I drew a bunch of really those cool S's that you draw in your notebook in high school on it, though.
And it also doubles as his mouse pad.
It is. It is also my mouse pad.
You've been using that paper for like a year and a half.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
You got notes for all kinds of games on there.
I really do. This has got to be over a year. I have all of my notes from the initial episode of Settling the Southlands on here. All of the NPCs
wait a
that we went through are
Wow,
on
that's
this
a
list.
lot.
The push shirt needs to 100% have immunity to poison somewhere on it.
Oh, well, yeah, they're not 5 threats, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, all right, so
But yeah, that's my plan for painting coming up. I did finally get some paint on the Hydra Troopers.
nice.
I did some green contrast on the green parts. So something.
I like that. I picked up the Rival set. I was super jealous of the one that you got at Adirondacon. So I grabbed that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I went to maybe see if Rhino was in early. He wasn't. So I got that instead. And by I got that, I mean Lindsay went to the store and got the Rival set, and she's putting it together right now.
That Dr. Octopus is so good.
It
So is
really
that
is.
Spider-Man. I'll paint him eventually, but actually I haven't even assembled him yet. But that Doc Ock is just one of their best models.
All right, chat has maybe let us know that we've gone a little off topic.
No, I'm hemming them in. You guys are on topic. Keep going.
All right. Listen, the important.
I'll be your
thing is,
moral compass.
Who
Not
is
the
you?
shirt thing.
Who is Ulick? Truly.
But yeah, so that's what I did via delegation.
You get partial credit.
Yeah, I think it counts.
You didn't show your work, but you get some credit.
That was a regular comment on my report card. Somehow got the right answer, didn't show his work, or the work was wrong. But listen, he
correct.
got there. He got there. So let's talk to Dr. D about
Yeah.
maybe what he's thought about this week
What
Our
I've
games
thought
played.
about
in reference to Beta Ray Bill.
in reference to Beta Ray Bill, I'm so happy that the meme is alive and living with the good old 4 threats that come pouring out of AMG, and there's no stopping. Nothing will stop the flow of 4 threats. Never.
I think that brings us up to 66. I wrote it down. Maybe it's
Write it down. Where is it on that paper? Is it on this one with a picture of a dog?
No, I think it's on the picture that I think it's on a piece of paper at my desk at home that I had to have Lindsay text me because I forgot to bring the list of mid 4 threats when we
right.
did the mid 4 threat episode.
Which is great because we couldn't remember them after we talked about them for an hour.
Correct. Well, I was pulling models for Monday's stream, and I was just like, all right, I know there was 2 robots. I got them.
I constantly forgot Ancient One and Captain Marvel every time I went through the list.
So I remembered
my
Captain
head.
Marvel, but only because I was like, there's a lot of immunity to poison here. Like
So
a
you know
lot
they're
of
good. So you know they're good.
You know who's immune to poison?
it. Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray
Ray
Bill!
But seriously, let's not let the meme be a dream this week. Dylan,
Yeah.
did you get any games in this week?
Games?
Yeah, games played in Hobby Thoughts, right? Did you play any?
For MCP, I played online with a buddy of mine. He's going to be my teammate at Adepticon for
Oh,
the Adepticon event.
You're super cool.
So speaking of, as you heard last week, unless you're Keebler because he doesn't listen to the show and missed the Adepticon registration.
Such a good interaction on Discord.
Got him!
So what did you register for Adepticon?
I registered for the team event, and I think I signed up for the big tournament, and I signed up for a narrative event for Infinity, but that's like the Thursday event. But
So-
I'll be there for MCP mostly.
I did see, this is something that was really exciting to me, and I think maybe we touched on this last week, Dan, or maybe we just talked about it at a different point, but
We do talk a lot.
we did see a new organized play kit on the events roster for Adepticon.
Sentinels
Yes,
one, right?
Night
We
of the
did talk
Sentinels.
about that.
Yeah.
No,
So I'm really excited for that. I know that those are, I'm assuming most of
Oh.
them sold out. Most of the MCP stuff, even with a whole bunch of issues that CVent specifically was having, most of the MCP stuff sold out in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
it
the
was
kit is
bad.
called Sentinels Super Fighting Robots.
Sentinel
think-
man!
I don't think that's what it's called.
I knew you-
But hey, think of it like this: if you still go and you don't have an event, it means you can do Shatterpoint more than once, because supposedly they're going to be doing demos for it.
That's my understanding as well. So which is I'm so excited for Shadowpoint. So
I'm excited for you.
excited for it. There's a dog down
Who
here.
doesn't let the dog down here?
Who?
Get all the cords on the table. She doesn't eat them again.
Yeah. But
BRB.
so who?
I
So
have
what-
other thoughts, by the way.
Yeah. What are your this dog is literally the cutest thing in the world.
Ruining everything.
I love this dog so much. What are you planning on teaming up? Like, have you guys just kind of discussed how you're going to tackle the team or the team event?
He's going to bring some models, and I'm going to bring some models, and we're going to make it up as we go. So
You
that's
guys
how
are-
you get the real winning strategy.
I mean, that's a great start. Like,
It sure is.
Very legitimately. If
So
you have-
I know he's bringing Asgard. I'll probably either be bringing Wizards or Defenders, I guess.
I mean, so the good news is not a whole ton of crossover between those outside of Valkyrie.
Nope.
So
Yep. But I don't know. Like, yeah, when it comes to like picking a theme team selection, I don't know how you can really like theme it other than we're just all playing heroes, you know?
yeah. Now, well, maybe you go with everyone that's immune to poison or only 4 threats.
I'm not pushing all my 4s. I can't do that to the other team. I'm not
That's
I'm not
fair.
that I'm not a meta chaser. Jeez.
And just, hope that your crisis isn't an odd number.
Just pray. Pray there's no odd number.
Or you have
Well,
a
you get
gem
that
there on
it's
somebody. On
6
Loki.
threat? Is it plus 6 threat on the card?
I believe so. That's what it was last year. I haven't looked at the new doc yet because I know they did make some alterations to that. So
Yeah, it didn't say on the event post on
Yeah.
the Adepticon site, but I bet when you sign up, you get more information.
Ooh, so Ravensguard brings up a really good question. How many Ulix do we think will be at Adepticon?
He specifically said me, and it'll be none.
Oh, how many doctors?
Because I don't know who that is. I don't know who no one
Pretty
answers
sure
me.
we covered that in depth a few weeks
No.
ago.
I wasn't there for that.
We've
You
I don't
pulled the
know- I don't-
Keebler and just didn't listen to that episode?
And I didn't listen to the episode I was in.
All
I
right.
can't wait to see what he does with those knuckle dusters. I'm very
Also,
excited.
I got my 5th Troopers cards. I got my Shadow Friends cards. I have
Nice.
the little card sleeves.
Ooh.
I love them. They're great.
Ah, that's so nice.
Everyone.
You might even be able to find them in like local retailers if you're
Ooh.
in Onomatopea, New York, specifically so far only. But
You
And then
got
I'll
a
buy-
box of them.
yeah, so we're branching out. If you want your local game store to maybe carry some awesome sleeves that you could use
Tokens.
for all sorts of things, tokens that you could use for all sorts of things, well, like nice little acrylic coins, let us know. Drop us a line at Tim, that's TIM, at professionalcasual.com. But
Also, this is gonna be like a really cool secret guessing thing. I am making 2 gifts for my co-stars here, and I'm gonna send it to their stupid
P.O.
mailing
Box?
address to the PO box.
Oh, yeah.
So eventually that's gonna pop up, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, we got something from Dr. D."
I'm super excited
That's
about
really
that.
exciting.
I'm really
So-
excited that you're going to be sending stuff to P.O. Box G, West Oneonta, New York, 13861.
Your dad's gonna pick it up and be like, "What kind of weird, stupid crap am I giving my son now?"
Dang it, Tim. What is this?
Gosh darn it, too.
This isn't medical supplies. It's from a doctor. I don't know why my dad sounds like that either. but he grew up in onomatopoeia as well.
I think he sounds like
He should
that.
sound like a New Yorker then, if he's from the state of New York,
Now
right?
Tim.
Now Tim.
Now Timothy.
Never got the full name, but it was certainly always never. The France was never there, but it was always Timothy Robert. Like when I was real in trouble, and if he just wanted to tell me something he thought was cool, it was Timmer.
Timmer.
Oh.
Timmer.
I remember him calling you Timmer.
Yeah, or Tim Bob.
Anyway,
That's a good
so
one,
when
yeah.
we go to LVO, or is that what we're talking about? No, we're talking about Beta Ray Bill. Do you know who also has a dad?
Beta Ray Bill.
I think. I'm not sure. Beta Ray Bill.
This is the best segue I've ever heard. Who also has a dad?
Speaking of,
The cyborg.
just really quick before we get into that, I meant to bring this up earlier when I was not asking Dr. D about what he hobbied this week. But Dr. D has been written kind of a number of actually really good articles about how to paint and how to get more out of your hobbying time. There is another one coming out probably tomorrow, I would assume. At this point, a lot of time and care has been spent on this particular article, and it was well worth it. I'm super excited about it. It's about how to paint some flesh and faces.
Ooh,
And
I
maybe
could
there's-
use some help with faces,
Might be-
especially.
Maybe
Might
there's
be
some
something
bonus round stuff in there
Might
too.
be a bonus in there too. Yeah.
But
Rhino
Gotta
flesh.
read the whole thing.
there actually is a rhino joke in there towards the end.
There is.
A wild two-bird appears. What up, two-bird?
Hey, Tuber. But sorry. So let's now actually talk about
The cybernetic Corbinite himself.
the cybernetic Corbinite himself, Beta Ray Bill.
Boop.
So normally I would have this up on the screen for y'all. I don't today, and you know what? I'm sorry about that. But
Ah, nuts.
let's just go over base stats. So he's Beta Ray Bill, real alias Bill.
Bill.
Just
I didn't even notice that. I never noticed that.
So good. Just Bill. You see, you can't feel anybody else in your squad whose name is also just Bill.
Right. So when they one of the big cool important things too is when we get our second Beta Ray Bill before Iceman, what part do you think will be in quotes? Will it be Beta Ray, comma, the Bill?
It'd be Beta Ray Thor.
Oh, yeah, I like that. That's probably better. I don't know. Beta Ray, the Bill. I think
Beta the Bill Ray.
it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid.
What? I need to look up the etymology of his name. What does Beta Ray Bill even mean?
I mean, he's just giving off beta vibes.
Ah,
just
So
a beta.
good. Oh, he is not a beta. Come on.
Yeah, I know he's not.
so I'm just trying to keep up on chat here real quick, and we do have to give a special shout out because one of our very close friends, Mr. Ben, Mr. Rev Right Mad, officially ranked number 1 in New York for Brotherhood players for the end of 2022
On Longshanks.
on Longshanks.
Hey, congrats, man.
So, congrats, man.
I logged, I think, 2 events in Longshanks over the year.
I have, I've logged 1 at NashCon. That was it.
Yeah, and the one in Syracuse we went to.
Oh yeah, that's right.
'Cause
Where-
mine was
where we met
that-
Ben and Alyssa.
Yeah, mine was that, and then our What If event.
Yes. But yeah, so let's get right into these stats. So we got 4-4-3 for defenses.
Solid.
Yeah,
Real
actually
good.
very, very solid. 6 stamina, 4 threat, size 2 medium movement.
Size
I don't
2
know what-
surprises me.
It did for me as well. I
Isn't
expected
he on a medium base?
he might be.
It looks like it. He's got those like depressed light things. That's a medium base.
There's lots of characters on medium bases that aren't better size
That's
two.
Dr.
true,
Octopus,
but
right? Is
He's
that
a
a medium
big
base?
dude. I really thought he'd be a size 3,
Is Thor size 3? Thor is also
Thor's
size
also
2.
size
he's a
2.
two.
Yeah.
He's a size two.
which I also think he should be size 3. But
I mean, Sabretooth is size 3, but he's
Right.
like 8 feet tall. Thor's not 8 feet tall.
Thor
Logan
definitely-
is also sort of technically a size 3.
sort of.
Well,
yeah.
so we talked about this on stream Monday because we had Sabretooth and some interactions there as far as because we all know Sabretooth is Wolverine's older brother. So their mother, Wolverette, the whole reason that Wolverine has to be able to count as size 3 is because Sabretooth is size 3 and she wants to make sure that they're kind of like equal. So they have that kind of made up rule where Wolverette or Mrs. Wolverette says, all right, well, Victor, you need to treat your brother like he's size 3. Even though he's smaller than you and he's a runt, treat him like he's size 3.
His
And
mom calls him a runt.
it made it into
That's
game.
cruel.
All right. Well, he's got 3 attacks.
Yes. So, guys, don't do redemptions. I forgot to turn those off. My bad. But yeah, let's go into. Do you have it pulled up? Why don't you go over that first attack, Dan?
His first attack is awesome, called Stormbreaker. Named
Nice.
after his hammer he was given to by Odin because he was worthy. It's a range 2, strength 5, 0 cost builder here. It's a physical attack, so he gains power equal to damage dealt, of course, and wild stun. After the attack is resolved, the target character gains stun, which can be quite useful.
Yeah.
Especially if you follow it up with one of his other attacks.
Well, and stun very specifically was one of those special conditions that I always kind of like ignored.
Slept on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then like in the game this past week against Taylor, stun became like a huge part of the game. We played on Fisk and Legacy Virus, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for the Legacy Viruses. I'm gonna make sure his entire team is stunned because he has like Medusa, Ultron, Vision. I was like, listen, if I can stun Ultron like right out of the gate and maybe be able to prevent like Age of Ultron or something like that later,
that would be massive.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't have power to throw stuff and do Metallic Fury, and stun's great.
It's one of those you don't. It was super underappreciated in our local meta for a long time, just because it was like, oh wow, it stops you from getting a power here and there. But it's like when you pop off and daze somebody and do 3, 4, 5 damage to them, and they get 1, that curtails their attack back the next round so much that it can be worth it. It's a little situational, but you're attacking all the time, so it's not. I definitely slept on it for a long time. I like stun a lot more than I used to. So having that as a wild on a 5-die attack is not bad at all.
Correct.
It's a decent builder.
Well, and it's really a bonus, right? Like, if it works out, great. If not, you're not losing anything. You're not like using a spender specifically to get this special condition on there. It's just happening while you're just getting power anyway.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So then his first of, and here's the thing that I really kind of like too, especially comparing him to Thor, which we really kind of shouldn't do because they're very different characters. But
I don't
also
really
kind of
want
not.
to. But it's hard not to because he's Beta Ray Bill. But him and Thor are like buddies.
That's true.
He even looks just like Thor, but with a horse face and 3 fingers.
They're brothers from another mother, like Sabretooth and Wolverine. But similar to Thor, who's a first kind of like spender, is inexpensive and ranged and, has some shock in it.
Shock.
Summon the Storm. Range 4, strength 6, 2 power. If the target has the flight superpower, this character may re-roll up to 2 of its attack dice, including failures.
Yeah.
Which is rad.
Pretty cool.
Extra range. It's an energy attack. It's pretty inexpensive. Like, he can just do that effectively all the time.
Could do it every turn.
He's starting with that power, every turn. Unless he's poisoned, which he's... Never mind. No. Don't even try to poison him. He's a 4 threat. What are you talking about? And then the shock on a wild.
Which is nice. And this is funny because
just on 6 dice, that's likely.
In that game you and Taylor played on Monday, you were just discussing like Taylor was saying he wished Wall Crawler and Flight were more different. And here's an example of why they are 2 different superpowers, because you don't get the rerolls against people climbing on walls. As they're flying through the air, they're going to get hit more. So they get buffeted around more by this attack, which is cool. I like that. Super flavorful.
Well, it's that narrative too, right? Of him, just really chain lightning somebody.
And
Craven has the same thing against the web crawler thing with his power too.
Yeah, and that was the first thing that came up. It's like, well, I guess it's effective against Craven, like depending on which one it is. He can remove Wall Crawler, but not Flight. Storm also, her spender, I think, does extra damage or something like that to people with Flight.
Yeah.
I think her ice one, doesn't Sam Wilson have one too, or is that the card that has him on it I'm thinking of?
He has a card that's like dominate the sky.
Yeah, specifically against things with flight. So we see those differences come up more narratively in abilities and whatnot, which I think is totally fine. This is a cool spender. I like it only being 2 power for 6 dice. Range 4. Yeah. It's nice.
Axel asks if it's the first mini spender that doesn't cost 1. I do know the answer to this. It is no, but only because I got a ton of time in with Hela, whose claimed soul was 2 as well.
Oh.
But yeah, they're not a common thing. for
Right, to have
sure.
two different spenders and one that doesn't cost as
But
much.
it does seem like a lot of them are on Asgardians that get extra power during their turn.
It's nice.
So,
His other spender doesn't cost that much either.
right, and actually, to that effect, maybe that's kind of the point. Maybe to an Asgardian, a 2-power mini spender is a 1-power mini spender.
Yeah.
Because, they need to keep it relative to the amount of power that a character gains. Otherwise, they won't appreciate it as much.
Well, clearly the Asgard rule is in there just so they have like the wherewithal to be able to interact with it's like 2 objectives. I think it's why that's in there.
Right.
Because their powers do always represent the fact that they will have more power.
Yeah. Oh,
I think
yeah.
I think on all of them.
No, that's actually and with the affiliation ability too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, that's actually a really good point. So his big old spender is called God Hunter. So this is range 2, strength 5 to start at least for only 3 power. Add dice.
Just reading that first line is like, wait, what? 5 strength for 3 power?
But then you read the
You're
first
trash.
secondary line and you're like, oh. Add dice to the attack roll equal to the target character size. So Sabretooth, that's now an 8 dice for 3 power.
Right, so you're talking at least 7 dice unless you're attacking Tiny Ant-Man or Wasp or Rocket Raccoon with this.
Which why wouldn't you?
Not bad for
why?
3 power.
No, and
That's already a good start.
and what's the biggest model we've seen? What's Dormammu? 5?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a 5.
Yeah.
He's the only 5, I think.
So I mean, that's you could take down a Sorcerer of the Dread Dimension with that.
With 10 dice.
And here's the really cool thing, and we talked about this I think last week as well, as far as like his throw and his builder being a little bit different, and they are. On a crit, wild, and hit, you get hurl. Beta Ray Bill throws up on the opponent, and they get thrown. Medium, unsized typed as well.
Yeah.
Sentinels are size 5. Forgot about
I
that.
thought they were
Sentinels
size
are?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, I just double checked. Yeah, they are
Wow.
size 5.
Okay, so he's rolling 10 dice against Sentinels too.
Yeah.
Being able to throw them because it's unsized throw, medium, can be nasty. Like, yeah, he's got to roll a crit hit and wild, but with, at least 7 dice, that's not that bad. at
Right,
all.
but just think about, like, especially using that against a Dormammu, just in general, that normally goes pretty wide with a bunch of 2s, throwing, 6 automatic damage into 2-point
Bullseye.
Black Widow or Wong?
There you go.
Not to
Boom.
Bullseye, that's not funny, don't ever do that.
I like this one a lot, and only being 3 power is not bad at all. So if you don't get that the trigger off, it doesn't feel that bad.
Yeah.
You're not spending 4, 5, 6 power to do something and then miss the trigger, and it's like, well, great, I did a couple damage, but didn't do the extra thing.
Right, and it is a risk if you're really relying on that. I mean, odds are you're going to probably get a hit, but the crit in the wild, I don't know.
Right. This is where him and Asgard with Heimdall is going to be helpful to be able to re-roll to better chance to get those triggers.
And I would say too, and this is something I think Dr. D actually kind of brings up every now and again too, is Rhino really helps Brotherhood, and they don't really need the help. Did Dormammu really need another spender out there that was just going to obliterate him? And I would say, poor Dormammu. And yes, poor Dormammu. This is going to be very good against Dormammu. But Dormammu's also in a great place. We saw him perform incredibly well at Everwinter.
Yeah, for real.
And I hope to see that as a trend. I think a really cool thing with a character like Dormammu and how its affiliation works is as the roster gets bigger and bigger and bigger, everything can be in that.
Yeah.
So it is, I think, outside of, Steve Rogers' Avengers, which everything is good in, Dormammu is one of those
Except
ones-
Ant-Man.
Correct.
Unless you cheat, like I did that time. Like
I
years
have
ago.
definitely assumed that he was an Avenger. I've definitely used Avengers Assemble with Ant-Man.
But Ant-Man's not an
Ant-Man
Avenger.
is Ant-Man
Oh.
is only an Avenger.
Oh, it's because he has his superpowers cost 1 is why he...
I'm pretty certain Ant-Man is in Crime Syndicate because that's the only place I ever see
Yeah,
him.
that's the only place you ever. Hey, guess who? Guess what? You're gonna see him in Defenders here soon because I'm bringing Ant-Man
Nice.
to LVO, baby.
Well, to be fair, granted, it's not based on the comics; it's based more on the MCU. But he absolutely belongs in Wizards because we've seen him pull cards from his face. And,
He is a magician.
he is a magician.
It's true.
So, Tuber, yes, Deadpool is in the game, and he has a chimichanga card, and he comes with a taco truck
He's got a lot of great Deadpool shtick.
and Hydra Bob. And
And he's
with
also on one of Raven's tactics cards, I think, randomly.
Raven.
On one of Rogue's. I'm sorry, Rogue,
gotcha. Yeah.
where he steals their power, steal his power.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm having mental problems right now. Sorry.
Okay, over there?
Can't speak clearly right now.
How's the air in Beantown?
Dunkany. It's in the air. It's too humid. The coffee.
All right, so for our first superpower, we have immeasurable strength.
Oh, I
Just
love this
get
one.
ready for this joke now. I'm going to let you know I've done this for a long time
Roll
with
our eyes a lot.
indestructible on the Darksteel Colossus. It means it cannot be destructed. Get ready for immeasurable strength. That is strength that cannot be measured,
What?
right? It's kind of like inflammable.
Why can't you measure it though?
Because it's immeasurable.
What if you like
It cannot be
ran
measured.
tests?
It cannot be measured.
It cannot be
You
measured.
can't do it.
What does it do though?
I don't know. We can't measure it. So moving on to Corbinite cybernetics. So immeasurable strength is 3 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature or an enemy character, both of size 4 or less, and within range 2, and give that an old hurl medium. Superpower can only be used once a turn. Can't throw Sentinels, can't throw Dormammu. Guess what? Dormammu stock, back up. Can't be thrown by immeasurable strength.
It's so good.
It is odd that in a throw called immeasurable strength, there is a limit.
You can measure the size of what he's throwing.
You know, and in fact, you will have to measure to see if it is something you can throw or not. So,
I like this one a lot because it's size 4 terrain or character. I love character
It's
throws.
So good.
And throwing medium is so far.
it is.
So
Throwing a
good.
character out of their position medium is just like
Especially a Malekith.
demoralizing.
Yes.
It can
Yep.
be. It's so good. Like I don't even care. Sometimes it's not even like I'm not throwing you into something else. I'm not gonna throw you that way to waste an action or whatever, waste a turn of yours, just getting back. I love it.
And then this one, I think we talked about
We predicted this or
Yeah.
something very similar.
for Corbinite Cybernetics, cost 1. He's gotten a nerd. If this character would suffer damage, that means, guess what? He's immune to bleed. Oh, he actually is immune to bleed, though.
You just keep
He's-
helicoptering yourself.
I
there.
really do. He's super immune to bleed, by the way. Like, even if you get it on him, even if you get it past that immunity, he's Corbinite Cybernetics it. But 1 power he can spend to reduce a damage.
You're
It
missing
doesn't
the
even have to
best
be from an
part.
attack. It can be a
There's,
throw.
there's
It could be
no
collision.
damage. There's no damage minimum.
Yeah, suffered by just reduce it
Yeah.
by 1.
You can bring it to 0, baby.
Mhm.
You can be like, oh, this is a crisis that hurts you, not me.
This finally puts a Thor character at the same level as like Crossbones.
Crossbones.
So,
Nice punch.
nice
Kingpin.
punch.
The big fatty.
So good. I love that ability. Makes him even more durable. He's got good defenses already and decent stamina,
Yeah.
and now he's even harder to bring down. His first innate, I
yes.
really like Honor Bound, which is really, it's called Honor Bound. It's aggressive.
Yeah.
After an attack targeting this character is resolved, if this character suffer damage, so if you reduce it to 0 with Corbinite Cybernetics, you don't get to advance short towards the attacking character.
I mean, who doesn't like it? Who doesn't like a Thor that's a little bit more defendable, can ignore some damage,
Don't do
and
it.
and
Don't
gets
do it.
up there and moves around?
Yeah,
I
so
like
he's
it.
getting in your face. He's got 2 of his 3 attacks are only range 2, so he needs that extra move. It does not hurt at all.
Correct.
I like you. Again, you were hemming and hawing about doing that with Sabretooth the other day.
Mhm.
Like, do I aggressive up? Anthony told you to do it, and then
should've.
next time you activate him, you're like, I should have.
Anthony knows if he suggests something to me, I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
I'm a child that will not do things in their best interest if they're told to.
Yep.
And oh, heaven forbid you tell me to do the laundry as I'm bringing laundry to the laundry room. I'm throwing all those clothes away.
Again.
Yeah,
Away.
yeah, I'm not going to throw them on the ground. I need to make a point. Don't ever do this again.
Just double
I will
down,
be the
right?
one that suffers the consequences.
But yeah, I like this to get in range of those shorter range attacks.
Yeah.
Because you can't rely on Summon the Storm all the time with all these other cool things he can do.
There's some really good jokes in chat right now. But blessed by the All-Father, you know what? When Beta Ray Bill was Thor for a little while and they got back and he had to return the hammer, Odin was like, hey, I wish you were my son. And blessed him.
Here, you get your own hammer.
So
You're
you-
Asgardian now.
Yeah, you count. We're going to write it in the book.
He's
what,
got
you're a
the
robot
honorable-
horse? Yeah, it's fine.
He's got that honorable Asgard degree, so he gains an extra power in the power phase.
Well, and Odin, canonically, usually pretty good about, taking in just random people.
Yo, I can't wait till I find Beta Ray Bill in God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that part.
So I had I have a complete aside. It's been 35 seconds since the tangent.
Right, I'm starting the timer now. Go.
But my son was like, I really want to play Thor Ragnarok. He's trying to play through the first one on the PS4 right now. And he's like, do you think we can get it? And I was like, nope. He was like, oh. I was like, listen, man, we don't got the money for it right now. It's cool. But Dan has it.
Yeah, when I'm done with it, you can absolutely borrow it.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man. There you go. Professional casual boy. Confirmed. And then for immunities, he has bleed, incinerate, and poison. The incinerate one's huge here.
That was a little surprising.
Yeah, that's
poison
so
as a
good.
cyborg is not surprising.
Yep.
Incinerate was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Especially with good defenses and the cybernetics. Like, he's kind of a pretty tanky character.
Yeah.
Voodoo can't do much about it. Voodoo
Oh,
incinerates,
what
right?
a voodoo.
Or Crystal, or even demons downtown. Nothing.
Pyro, Human Torch.
Ultron has it.
Yeah, it's true.
I remembered on Monday
Hey!
when I got incinerated.
You did miss a very important innate of his. He can fly.
Oh, that's true.
He's got the flights.
So here's
So if
the
he
thing.
goes into the mirror match, he's going down.
Correct.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Now, on the flip side, however, everything is the same except he does lose a stamina.
A
So
little sad.
What a chump.
While he is
Too bad.
tanking, you can't check every box, right?
His cybernetics wear out eventually.
They certainly do.
Also, super quick shout out to Tyler Walpole for more awesome character art. I think he's my favorite artist they have for character
Yeah,
art
he's-
here.
yeah.
Especially Beta Ray Bill's injured side is so awesome.
It is
Just
one.
the rear and back with that hammer to smash somebody in with a Stormbreaker.
It is
So
It is
good.
he is pre-yeet in that. He is
Yeah.
getting that leverage to just huck that thing.
There's some lightning behind him. He's ready to summon the storm. Ah, it's such a good image.
Mr. Walpole as well did
Quinjet.
the Quinjet, the incredible Quinjet that was at Adepticon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's for the most part all that changes on his injured side is he just loses that one stamina.
I believe that is it.
Are you using him in Asgard or are you using him in Avengers?
Well, yeah, I'm using him wherever. He's so good.
He's really good.
But yeah,
I mean,
immeasurable-
he's good. I mean,
he's
it's like if
actually-
anybody thinks he's not good, they're crazy.
Yeah.
You could splash this guy into anything.
So
Pretty
why is he mid though? You think he's mid?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think
He
he's mid
should.
for Steve's Avengers specifically because it can benefit from Steve's leadership ability on only one power. It only works
Just
on
his
immeasurable
throw.
strength.
Yeah. Yep.
But that means you can do it every turn because he's getting 2 power anyway, so it's still good. But it's not. He doesn't benefit from it as much as other characters can.
That's fair. I actually
Well, I don't know about that because I mean, you figure he's getting 2 power a turn. He gets a free size 4 character throw every turn.
Yeah, but still
I mean,
good.
That's
Just saying,
amazing.
he can't benefit from it as much as characters that have multiple superpowers that they have a choice with.
Sure.
So Rev Raymat says that it works on the damage reduction. I don't think it does.
Yeah, because Steve can't reduce to 0 to a
Right.
minimum of 1, so it doesn't work on Corbinite cybernetics.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Um,
that would be stupid broken.
right.
Just no power. I just take 1 less damage. Okay.
Yeah, especially to a minimum of 0 too.
Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't say to a minimum of 0 or negative either. If you take 0 damage, no, you have to take damage to use the superpower, right?
Yeah.
Never
if it
mind.
would
All right,
suffer
we
damage.
can't go negative.
Not
with
if it would suffer no damage.
it. Okay.
Now I like him pretty much anywhere. We always talk about how Thors are the biggest like. There's the most competition for the 4 spot.
Yeah.
But he just looks cool, so I'll take him anyway. Like I love the look of Beta Ray Bill. He's so goofy with his weird skeletal horse face, but it works. I don't know what it is.
I love it so much.
Weird alien Thor. Yes.
So here's the thing. I don't have a Thor anymore because Chuck did my Thor as Beta Ray Bill,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and he did a bang up job, and it was all for nothing.
So if
You know?
somebody wants to send Tim a new Thor Loki box to P.O. Box G at Westonia, New York, then Taylor can paint him a real Thor.
Tape all those motorcycles you're sending to it.
Maybe Lindsay will paint it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe
I don't know,
Tim will
Taylor's-
Maybe Tim will practice a slap chop on a brand new Thor.
Ooh, not a Beta Ray Bill is too important. I'm gonna need. I did get my Arnim Zola back from Taylor during one of our last recordings, and he did such a bang up job putting that mustache on Arnim Zola behind the
real.
glass. I'm so excited about it.
It's real good.
He does really some incredible work. I'm trying to convince him to submit something rad to the Worthy for Adepticon, and
We got to build up his confidence.
yeah, I really think he should. I think he's very talented.
Yeah, he's real good.
Dr. Dizzles, are you
Yeah.
going to be submitting anything to the Worthy?
I mean, I might probably not. I mean, it's a death. I got a couple months. I probably can. The problem is I actually took a look at the rules the last time you tried to coerce me to do it, and it's like it can't be on a base. It has to be like an actual like display piece,
It has to be
Yeah.
on a
But you
plinth of some kind. Yeah.
right? And you have to. It has to be an AMG model, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's like some of those models are. It's like some of their poses work with certain like dioramas better than others. I have one in my head that I think I want to try, and we'll see if it happens.
Okay.
But it's in the works in my brain, in the
Uh,
dark depths of the dungeon of my brain.
I'm excited for
Lindsay-
Tim to not ask you about it in the future.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that.
Lindsay is going to be trying to do the rival set Dr. Octopus as Liv Octavia.
What?
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds
That's
great.
what it needs.
Right?
Octavia.
So I think that'll be rad. They put out in their Path to the Worthy thing. I think they showed off this Venom that was like crushing one of the Roxxon set cars.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that or not. It looked really cool.
That's
That
pretty
doesn't
good.
Sound familiar? I'll have to look for it. That sounds cool.
But I think Crash Sentinel, that particular terrain box, actually offers a lot of really cool stuff that you could.
Definitely.
Because
love
I don't
that
think
put in
you
your character with.
you don't have to glue the Sentinel arm into the car. I think the indent is separate.
And there's an option to put like an I-beam in there instead if you want, or nothing.
Obviously, the way to do it would be to have Dr. Octopus with a Weapon X program motorcycle in every one of his arms, also riding a Weapon X motorcycle, and probably
Using them as skates.
Yeah, skates is good. I actually like that a lot. I was gonna say like a cheerleader pyramid of motorcycles, but no, I think 1 foot on 2 seats. I like that a lot. I think that's the way to go. Listen, if anyone out there ends up using this incredible idea, just
Want half the credit.
make sure not to ask Dr. D how he did it. But
Oh goodness.
legitimately though, so where are we putting him? So maybe unlike Rhino, I actually love him in Asgard, especially because his health does fall a little short with all of the other stuff that he has going on. So having that that heal potentially every time he activates could be really good. And with him being immune to so many special conditions as well, if there was a nasty one that put on there, like Hex, or I guess just Hex, it would also be good to get rid of that. I also really
He's
like
immune
him.
to so many of the nasty
He
ones.
is.
Surprisingly,
Not
not shot.
stun. You guys were just talking about stun.
Oh yeah, or stun, because
Yeah.
he does like his power, and that does does actually affect as the blessing.
Mhm.
So he, that's how you take down some Asgardians. Put that stun on them. You might not think it works at first, but it do. It do. It can remove stagger because they don't have to take an action for it, which is really good. And similar to that, I really like him in Sam Wilson Avengers because it keeps him up, gets him a little bit more mobile, and gets some special conditions off. Same thing for Cabal Wild Hunt. I kind of like
Right.
that.
Gives him a little bit more to do.
Not the status effects, but at least the move and the power. So he's just gonna, I want him in there hucking stuff, hucking people, hurling, twirling, whirling. But to that effect, what's the best way to fish for that hurl? X-Force. That's where I'm running them.
X-Force.
Just think about it. Cable, Beta Ray Bill, X-23 Honey Badger. You're done. People are gonna get knocked out,
Yeah, true.
KO'd.
If you got extra points, you can throw Deadpool in there for funsies.
Absolutely. Hydra Bob, is he affiliated? Nope, but I keep running him in there for some reason because I think he is. I was like, oh,
He's only Cabal.
I know.
Oh, Hydra.
And Hydra. He's in
And
Hydra. Yeah.
I like him in Brotherhood, either flavor.
Yeah.
Mostly because they have a real dearth of energy attacks. It's like pyro. That's it. So having him in there, he's got a throw to destroy terrain. If it's Magnetos, they don't need a ton of help with that because they have a lot of that already. But
why not more?
yeah, or always this kind of character, the big tanky heavy hitter, Criminal Syndicate. Really, either one for rerolls or to sit on an objective and be like, yeah, try and move me. I'm a big dude. Well, he's only size 2, but like I got a lot of stamina and good defenses and damage reduction.
Yeah.
You know, good luck knocking me out on this point.
So, and that's the thing. I don't think there's a bad affiliation for him to be in. I like him in Spider Foes to reroll the defense dice. I like him in Dread Dormant. Yeah.
That's what I'm sitting here thinking. It's like it's kind of a moot point because there's not a single affiliation that he's like he doesn't get something from because he is so solid.
Yeah. Yeah. Really.
Everything you do is
character.
shoring up something that is just good.
Well, and that's the thing, right? AMG always does very well for the narrative for the characters. As a Corbinite, he is partially constructed, so they did a good job constructing this character of Beta Ray Bill, also known to some people as Bill.
The only one I can think of the top of my head that he doesn't fit as well is like Web Warriors. Because like he's got one little bit of movement thing.
Make him even more defensive. Now
Yeah, I
he's
was
getting
gonna
rerolls
say,
too. Now you're never killing him.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I was thinking Amazing Spider-Man's. I forgot about Miles's. But yeah, being able to reroll defense die. Yeah, okay. Never mind. He's good there too. And they can use somebody that can take hits. Like they got Venom, but like why not do Venom and Beta Ray Bill? Most of that affiliation's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Till we see Spider-Woman.
True.
I'm assuming she's going to be a 4.
Yeah, if they've already. Haven't they shown the card?
Nope.
Not yet.
Nope.
Yeah,
Okay.
her card has not been revealed yet, so I'm
Okay, that one
assuming she's
hasn't
going to
been-
be a 4 threat.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully next week.
That's true.
I was really surprised they gave us Beta Ray Bill's card this week.
quick.
I was expecting.
Yeah.
I guess I was
Venom
expecting
down.
Spider-Woman to be today.
Same.
Lately they've been doing about one a week. They haven't done a double card reveal in a week in a while, I don't think.
So that means over the next 2 weeks we'll probably see Ulick and Spider Woman
Oh, should yeah.
because we've
hopefully.
seen Agent Venom already.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Ulick's card yet. We got another episode of memeing coming, boys.
That's so good. I love Ravenscrest said Beta Ray Billy the Kid.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
And I think wasn't the title last week or the week before Beta Ray William?
Yeah. Sure was.
When he was revealed and we were doing our wild speculation on him. Yeah, that
Yes.
was really good.
Spaghetti Western Thor. I like that a lot.
That sounds like
Thor
a cool
with a
con-
cowboy hat
Well,
and
it's
2
like
little
Groot.
mini Mjolnirs that he spins around like revolvers.
Oh, then,
Oh
I
my
see something like
God.
that with Groot Fall. I was telling you guys about
Yeah.
this. So it looks like some kind of Wild West Guardians. I don't know much about it yet. Comic event happening like this spring or something, but it looks cool. I'd love to see a Wild West Beta Ray Bill with the Guardians. Imagine Beta Ray Bill with a cowboy hat, just low on his head and being like a gunslinger. Oh man, I would absolutely pay money for that.
Right?
You think he shoots lightning out of his fingers, or does he need the gun?
Yeah, he finger guns, then he moonwalks away.
It's Beta Ray Bill in a duster. He just
So,
pulls the
have
coat
we-
aside and he's got the Stormbreaker
And
on
when
his
he's shown
hip.
too, like he has the arm and the hat over his face, and then it
Yes.
slowly reveals the horse snout.
I wish I was a better artist to make these images myself, because that sounds
Is he
awesome.
also riding a horse?
Nope.
Does he?
No, he's
ride a horse?
flying.
2 motorcycles.
Oh, he just fly. He just
He just
skates
flies.
around on 2 motorcycles.
That's the Wild West. There's no motorcycle.
That's why you need 2 of them.
You haven't played Deadlands, Dan.
Yeah.
There are
Steam
motorcycles
powered.
in Deadlands.
steam-powered motorcycles.
Have they actually said what his affiliations are yet? Obviously, as Guardians, we're going to assume
Crime Syndicate.
Guardian.
I think it's safe to assume Asgard.
Guardians would makes is
I don't
like
know.
Yeah, Guardians.
way on the money. Maybe Avengers.
I don't know if he's even. Does
Yeah.
he even know the Avengers?
I don't think so.
Cowboy Moo Mesa. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. other than Asgard. I don't know. I haven't read enough things with Beta Ray Bill in it. I like the character. I think he looks super cool. I've read like his original appearance way back in the day. I think I have like the Ballad of Beta Ray Bill trade paperback. But I don't know anything much more than that. We don't have, other than Guardians, we don't really have like a cosmic affiliation.
Right. And we need it. We need some Blue Marvel.
Nova.
About him. Nova.
We need the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
Nova Corps.
Well, the Annihilators.
Yeah,
Yep,
actually.
We mentioned them a couple times.
Yep.
That would be a super cool team. We've got a few of them already.
Yeah.
Or the Infinity Watch too, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Infinity Watch.
I forgot. I like made graphics for Infinity Watch. I was so excited about Mr. Fear.
And Stiltman.
Stiltman. Yeah. We need a Stiltman affiliation. The whole Stilt family.
Little baby stilts.
Family.
The baby Stiltmen are actually just called Moon Shoes.
God.
But
moving on.
We're talking about Heroes, Raven Guard. Yeah, technically Black Order is cosmic, but we were kind of referring to Heroes.
Oh yeah, fair.
you could join that for a little bit. Right? So like, because of the character that Beta Ray Bill is, I could see him having a reason to pal around with the Black Order at some point.
He's worthy. He can't be
Yeah, he's not gonna hang out with
doing
them.
that kind of stuff.
What do you mean? He could.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Who's worthy to go to Adepticon, and what are they
You-
gonna bring?
Oh, how about
That's right. He's a hero.
Ravensguard has got it on the money. There have been a number of times where Thanos and the Black Order have been helping the greater good, and that is when I could see Beta Ray Bill being a part of it. When all of the worlds are colliding with one another, and the Illuminati says, you know what, maybe we could use the Black Order to make sure everyone else dies and not
Helping the greater good by doing what?
us. Murdering planets.
Right.
Bonking
everyone on
people
it.
really hard until their brains turn
Yeah,
off.
they got bonked. KO'd other planets, my bad.
KO. They're just knocked out. It's okay. Let's go back in the Pokeball.
It's fine. Listen, the old man Logan's still around. It's good. It's cool. But yeah. So what are you bringing to LVO, Dr. Dizzles?
I want to bring the Defenders because I want to be a mid-table warrior, and I want to show everybody that I'm bad.
I mean, that was most of the concept behind the Power Bottom 10. Listen,
True.
Sometimes it works out.
Gonna bring your power
Sometimes.
glove and just say it's so bad.
No, I'm gonna bring one of those like Yu-Gi-Oh dueling armbands, you know.
But your
And
models
that's where
are
my tactics
magnetized
cards
to
are gonna play.
It's time to
I wanna-
roll for gravity.
So I'm gonna play Marked for Death. I'll be like, activate Marked for Death in defense mode, and swinging around on my arm and probably hit some kid trying to walk behind me because it's gonna be cramped.
Well, when you're wearing your duster and you got to swing your arm back right before you.
In a very cramped room filled with a bunch of nerds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
It's gonna
yeah.
end well. It's gonna end well.
But
Yeah, I'm
spoiler-
bringing Defenders.
So spoiler alert: MCP gonna have a really big showing at LVO
Yeah.
in their own room now.
Well, we know there's 200 people in the main tournament for LVO.
It was gonna be shared with some other game systems. Now listen, they're not messing around.
Elbowman out of the way.
They're getting their own room.
I think
pretty sweet.
Atlantic City Open was the first one they took MCP super seriously, and it
Yeah.
paid off.
Yeah.
They must have had some great coverage of the event.
I bet you can even find a bunch of those games online still.
That's true.
Like at
Oh, that
YouTube.
reminds me. I still need.
I wonder
to
if you can
edit
hear
and
me
put up Ben's
screaming in the background like an idiot. And
Yeah,
there
one of
were
them.
a couple times where you rolled backwards. I think when you were playing Mitch, on the floor with a big death scream. That certainly got picked up because we all in the video we all look over because we thought someone was very clearly injured.
Oh, it's just Dylan.
Oh, it's
I think I was playing against Rob. That's the legendary
yeah.
Magneto throwing 1,000 trash cans situation. That was
so
me.
Great.
Listen,
But anyway,
when there's a million trash cans, there's a way.
hey, so
They're
when
there to be
you
thrown.
go to LVO, what are you bringing other than audio equipment?
I gotta still figure out a way to ship our backdrop out there, and
That sounds fun.
yeah, it's not. It's not fun.
What are you gonna bring, Danny? You bringing models?
I'm bringing Danny.
They're bringing Danny. All right, she's kind of like a model.
Yo, she's gonna
that
be
was
showing.
classy.
She just got a half sleeve started today.
Yeah.
That's super awesome. That I'm sure she'll be showing off a ton.
Mhm.
She'll probably have. Well, not by LVO. She won't have more work on it, but by Adepticon she will. She's really excited about. But last time we brought like some models to have on display for people like walking around the convention to see some examples of what if they're not familiar with the game. This year I probably, in case we get any kind of pickup games, I'll probably bring my Spider Foes Criminal Syndicate roster is my favorite, and I'll probably shoehorn Rhino in there just because he looks awesome.
Yeah. Yep. I'll probably bring Power Bottom 10, some X-Force.
I mean, it's what you got the reps in with, right?
Right.
You know it.
You got to do what you know, and sometimes that's the bottom. But I actually really like Convocation. Maybe Hydra. I'm trying to think.
I can bring my Convocation if you want to try them.
Yeah, listen, if I don't got to bring it or figure out how to ship it or what it's going to go on, that actually is super convenient for me. 100%.
Yeah, with flying, I might not be bringing models, but I'd like to.
Yeah.
If I can figure it out.
You just don't wear clothes.
Only bringing carry-ons. Just
it's easy.
Eliminate any risk of things being lost.
Oh no, y'all gotta. I'm
here,
picking y'all up with gear.
So here, let's go over some tips on when you're going to a convention. So you go into a convention, you bring your toothbrush, your toothpaste, couple pairs of underwear, some socks,
deodorant.
Definitely bring some of that for sure.
What do you need that for?
Yeah. Then what you do is you put all that stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
You put all that stuff in a grocery bag, and then you put it in your cheek. You see, you just stuff it in your mouth and stuff it in one cheek, and then you take a bag full of models, you put that in a grocery bag, and then you throw it in a big old box.
Put it right in your cup holder.
Put it in a cup holder. No, but seriously, so like the way I get away with it is I'll have the bigger like model carrying cases, and then you just put your stuff in the foam, obviously. And there's generally speaking a little like cavity of room that you can get in there. That makes a really good like overhead if you don't want to have like a carry-on. So that's where you put in like one or two, because most of these conventions are only like 3 or 4 days long, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need that many changes of clothes. So you just
wear
throw that in,
right? You wear 5 pairs of underwear and your shirts
at the same time.
And 1 pair of jeans, because why would you need more than 1 pair of jeans?
Legit.
Yeah.
Like,
well, remember, this is a gaming convention. You have to wear cargo pants or cargo shorts.
Yeah, or a hoodie to hold your dice or whatever.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right, here's what we need to do. We need to figure this out. If there's any engineers out there, let's get this going. We need a Yu-Gi-Oh style dual tray, right? That holds and launches dice to roll.
Oh my god!
So you fan your thing out and you like click your button, or maybe it's like a Hulkbuster gauntlet, and you just fire a couple dice in the tray, and that's how it rolls it. And then you can reload it like a paintball hopper.
You go. You're definitely gonna take someone's eye out.
Yeah, that's gonna be useful at the table.
Sorry, Jimbo. Gotta send you to the shadow realm.
Make sure that spring's taut too. You know what I mean? So when you fire it at the dice tray, it bounces off and flies 15 feet away.
Because you don't knock over enough terrain as it is. Just your normal hands.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. Actually, Two Birds right in the chat. It's got to be a web shooter.
Oh,
so you thwip your dice out, right?
Thwip. Yep.
Or Wolverine claws, but instead of claws, it's dice.
I like that.
But anyway, then you just bring a backpack and you put clothes in that. Hey, I did it. Okay, cool.
I do have sorry. I am actually really interested in travel prep that you can use to go to a convention, because it's something that I'm always stressing out about.
And we're learning more as we do more of these things.
And I broke a bunch of stuff coming back from NashCon. So
I bet.
Viper made it out okay though.
Thank goodness.
I am halfway done, and by halfway done, I mean like I've started. Like there's been progress made.
What?
And you know how I was gonna take those Wolverine claws and cut off the claws and then put the range markers on there, so you could like pull them off.
That was a bit much, but
fair.
A little extra.
It would be very extra, but it's awesome. I have removed the claws from the claws.
How'd you do that?
Tin snips.
Oh.
And I got a Dremel and put like some little like holes in there to put magnets in, so I can magnetize the range rulers, so they can snap onto it.
It does sound cool.
It is, because there's that little indent under the range, the movement. What do you call them?
The movement tool.
Movement tools.
I don't know.
There's little indents. There's like a little cavity, so you can put a magnet in there without having to really do anything else. So you can actually fit it in to the claws a little bit and have it magnetized into there. Oh. So, I mean, the real goal at the end of the day is to be able to throw one up in the air and put your fist up and catch it in there, and everyone will think you're super cool.
That's exactly what everybody will be thinking.
Right? My wife will want to marry me all over again.
Hi, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch.
I'm assuming you're awake if you're typing at your computer, but I don't know. I'm not there.
That's valid. Speaking of, Mitch is going to be live right here on this channel.
Oh,
For
yeah.
the first time since the first time,
Oof.
which was an event. This Monday for the Power Phase. I'm going to be running some Winter Guard, and we're going to make some heavy use of a lot of terrain. So this might be one you'll have to miss because all of the action will be happening amidst a whole bunch of terrain.
Can we
Why don't you just
back
have
the
someone with a
mobile
live
cam
cam?
from the
Just
early
have a lot,
days?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, bring back a live
wow,
cam.
you remember that? What a setup we used to have. If you go back and watch some of our really, really early battle report streams where we're like moving, we had like tripods collapse with cameras on them that we were like shoving around the table and using that one camera back and forth based on who was talking because we know just, stand on the same side of the table.
Yeah, right. We've learned and grown a lot over the like 2 almost half years we've been streaming.
Yeah, legitimately. Yes, January now, huh?
Mitch said it's going to be all terrain, no board.
I mean, Taylor's always talked pretty heavily about wanting a board that is just like city rooftops. Like, just make a board out of just the apartment buildings and Sanctum Sanctorums.
That actually sounds really cool.
Right?
I would love to play on that.
But yeah, sorry. So, Dr. Dizzles. Dr. D.
It's Dr. Mr. D.
Dr. Mr. the D. So, what are some other like things that you've learned traveling to conventions and especially with flying that have really kind of helped? Where it's like, I really wish I knew this when I first started traveling, or you saw someone else have something and you're like, this is a must. Before my next convention, I need to figure out this thing or get this thing that really kind of helps.
So something that's really good to know is that if there's something you desperately need, if you're going to something like a convention, there's probably a place you can buy it. So if you're like, oh, I don't have a travel size toothpaste or whatever, just get one when you get there.
Or from the hotel.
Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have to stress too much about remembering all that stuff. The one thing you got to make sure you got a phone charger. That's the one. You want to make sure you have that. And then so like I was saying, I've been able to go to all these without having to put a something in the storage of the plane. Your model carrying case, fill it, and I've played very big army games doing this. You put all the stuff in there. Especially with MCP, you don't have to bring like tanks or whatever.
Yeah.
So you put that in there. You're always going to have like a little nugget of space. That's where you throw in like clothes and stuff because that also serves as like a good like cushion.
Yeah.
For when they throw this stuff around in the cabin or whatever. So then all the little stuff like socks or whatever. I always use a backpack because you can just put that under the seat.
So I have found, especially, if you look around online with minimal effort, you can find bags that are like carry-on specific, like maximizing the side. I think there's a brand called Cabin Max that I use. It's a huge backpack, like huge. I was actually shocked at how big they could actually get and still fit under that front seat.
Yeah, so we've been looking into for LVO is buying specific bags specifically designed to be carry-ons.
Yeah. That's huge backpack that I had at Adepticon that we threw like most of the equipment in every day.
It was so much. That
fits under the seat in front of you.
It's bigger than you
But
think.
it's a personal item, not even a carry-on.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts.
And you don't even
the
have
thing
to.
maximize.
So, like, if you're jumping on the plane, you probably want something to do, right? So, a tablet or a book if you want to read all of Tolstoy's, War and Peace over the course of a single flight. You don't have to put that in the backpack. You can just carry that in your hand, right? And when you sit down, you just put it in your lap or whatever. They'll usually not say anything.
Yeah.
So, again, use the backpack as just a secondary storage device. Just put in this case, bring all your audio equipment when you're on a plane, just in case you need that during airtime turbulence.
Sounds made up.
But it's not hard.
Pack.
Just plan
That's a
ahead.
good call.
Yeah, you can't bring the fanny pack.
Oh, I wonder. So they probably wouldn't even count a fanny pack as like anything, just like extra.
If it's on your person.
You could like just straight up show up like the 3.5 D&D sorcerer that's just covered in belts, but with fanny packs.
But fanny packs and stuff. All with Chuck's face covered with stuff with hot dogs.
Oh, we got to get that on the new store. By the way, guys, new merch store is up. The quality of the material significantly better. I got my sample the other day. I really liked it a lot. So we have some Wait Did I Roll Wild stuff up there, some Grim Podcast of Paris Adventure, a new PCN shirt, and a very limited edition, only 50 of them, run on these Gapapa hats. Everyone's always been like, man, I really love that hat. Can I have one? I was like, listen, I don't know. My wife made it. Probably
She made
not.
2.
She did.
Super limited runs.
But so we've got some Gapapa hats up here in the quintessential two-tone brown and brown over on the new site. Hey, Board Game Bree.
Brown and brown.
Hello.
The old tan and brown, the brown and tan.
Brown, brown.
But
Brown, 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 brown.
speaking of, I think that's going to bring us to an end here. So, Battle Foam, super good. Put your stuff in foam and use your clothes as cushion.
Yep.
So you're saying to put it in your carry-on, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the carry-on is your army case, and then your army case, again, because we play a small skirmish-based game, if you bring a Warhammer 40K sized army bag, you are not going to need all that space. So you can fill the negative space in that with clothes and whatever other things. I just don't recommend you put anything hard in there just in case, something gets put on top of it and might squish a model or whatever. But most of the cases are hard enough.
Security, because I had issues with that at NashCon where my laptop was in there, which obviously I needed to stream because that happened. And
You want a airport security story after you're done?
Yeah, I do. So I got, it goes through the thing and they make you take the laptop out and turn it on. And I had it under everything because I didn't want it to crush my models, which were in Battle Foam. But still, it was just like, no, I got to take everything out. Whatever.
Did it turn on? Did it take 3 tries?
Yeah, so it was before that problem was happening. But I replaced the battery in it. She doesn't start up. She only starts up once, maybe twice now.
Wait, so you put a new battery?
Got that average done. I can't use my mouse pad anymore because I didn't get it back on tight enough. But there was an impressive amount of screws to get that back panel off. I don't ever suggest doing work to your laptop. It sucks. It's really bad.
So when I went to Florida mid-COVID or whatever, and they were doing this 30K tournament thing, yada yada. Very big armies. Let's just say that I was bringing 3,000 points. Anyway, not important. I painted this entire Sons of Horus army, and what I brought something that's called a Typhon. So a Typhon is like a big boy. So it's probably going to be the size of that new Hydra tank thing. It's pretty big. It's a sizable, chunky boy. So anyway, the only reason that matters is I put that at the bottom of my case, and it has a bunch of metallic paint on it. So I put the case through the X-ray machine at the airport security, and it goes through the thing, and there's a guy. This lady comes up and she's like, "There's this big box inside your bag, but there's a guy back here saying that it's okay. We don't need to open it." And I was like, "Okay, well, who is this guy?" And this guy comes up and he's like, "Do you play Space Marines?" I was like, "In fact, I do." I was like, "Is that a Land Raider in there?" I was like, "It sure is, buddy."
Actually, it's
He's
a
like,
Typhon.
I didn't even get into technicalities with him. And I was like, "It sure is, pal." And he's like, "Yeah, man, you just go. You're fine. Go have fun or whatever you're doing, you nerd." And I was like, "All right."
Wow.
I got security checked on my way to Nashville. And they were like, "Is there anything in your pockets?" And I was like, "No." And I forgot that I had a dude wipe in my back left pocket. So the lady reaches in my back pocket and pulls it out, and she says, "So you lied to me, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's a comfort thing. I forgot it was there. I just kind of leave it in my back pocket. I can go through the wash. It's fine. There's just always one there."
So
But-
you lied to me, huh?
I was like, "That's not what I meant." But yeah. So and we saw from Adepticon last year, Gil had
Oh, yeah, poor guy.
Had no models,
had his-
right?
yeah.
forgot him?
So his carry-on was his models, was his minis, and his checked bag got lost on the way here from Denmark, or I believe. So yeah, he was without clothes for a couple of days. He was just using like con merch to get by, but everything outside of a couple tactics cards was in his carry-on, so he was fine and still able to play.
He carried on the important stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
never trust another human being with your models. They will never understand.
Yeah. Yep. And just, maybe even put a little card in there that explains what they are. It's like, I play this game, and this is what these are. Then you don't even got to talk to people. You know how much everyone likes not talking to people.
Oh,
Well, I love talking to people.
Oh, I mean like other people. Like
Strangers.
yeah, strangers. Like I don't want to call like for food ever.
Oh, I hate talking on
If
the
they
phone
don't have
with
an app to
strangers.
order food, I'm not ordering from there.
Listen, this is.
Lindsay
Let me
did.
tell you.
Lindsay
Let me
did.
tell you something that will change everybody's life. So I learned this from one of my old professors. He said, if anybody ever asks you how you're doing, you just look them dead in the eye and say, "I've never been better in my whole life." And every single time you do that, they will smile and laugh because they will not expect any human being to say that, and you will have a much better time with them.
I
They
had
will
a
get-
boss that had a couple of those one-liners where whenever you'd ask him basic stuff, it's "How are you doing?" and he said, "I'm so good, it's gotta be illegal." And if a server or someone was like, "Is there anything else I can get you?" and he's like, "How about those winning lottery numbers? Where you hiding those?" It's just like, oh, Jeff, calm down, man. It's every time with this guy.
Every time.
But yeah, that's going to be it for us this week. As always, thank you to Dr. D and to Dan and to me. Thanks, me.
Thanks, Tim.
And a huge thank
We
out.
love you and appreciate you so much. You're a wonderful human being.
You're a great priest.
Thanks, man. I've been trying real hard. I've been playing some Discipline Priest.
I thought he said you were a great 3, like you represent a good.
Oh,
great
I thought he
threat.
said priest.
I
Did say priest. You're just disciplined priest. You're getting the work done.
I am not in the way that I should be. I'm not really healing people as much as attacking everything, and sometimes it heals my friends. But it's the greatest thing in the world. But the real greatest thing in the world is all of you that help support us here on the Twitch with subs and bits and redemptions and all that great stuff, or just being here and hanging out. Can't tell you, even if you're just lurking, how much we appreciate you being here, and that you're enjoying, at least pretending to enjoy what we do. And in addition to that, especially our patrons, the patrons and the subs here on Twitch at any level get access to the Discord, which is an incredible community. Would highly suggest it. Bunch of really good people and just a bunch of really friends at this point, right?
Yeah, for real.
We want to especially thank our King Ding Doppelgangers and our professional cake sitters, including, but not limited to, Bastion, Rob, Cider Drinker Bicon, Leroy, Tony Hot Hands, Dr. D, Devil Pup,
Cider drinker,
Dagna.
and Dagna. I don't know why I always forget Dagna.
Wow, he's a super fan.
Well, he was a cake sitter for a while, and then he wasn't, and now he's back again, and it's just one of those things. It's like, oh, no, not Dagna. No, Dagna! It's got to be Dagna.
Oh, and Otis!
Oh, and Otis! And Otis!
How did you...
We have actually 10 now. Because
Surprise, Otis.
I always count and then count Cider Drinker twice.
Yeah.
So, Otis, thank you so much. I can't believe I forgot that. I'm a big
Also,
dummy. A big
one
dummy.
One last thing, painting competition's ending on February 6th. It's coming to an end real quick. I just started doing all the stuff for it, so send it in real fast and all that. 4 pictures of your beautiful model and a pre-picture, please.
And that's to...
Yeah, thanks, bye. furypainting@gmail.com. If I respond to your message, it might take me a little while, but if you get a response, that means I opened it and everything is okay.
But don't check.
Okay, bye. I love you.
Don't check your bag if you're sending it to that email address. It will
Do
get
not
lost.
do not check it.
Carry it.
100%.
But guys, thank you so much. We'll see you Monday, where Mitch will be here for some Oh Yeah, the Power Phase. Also join me all next week, Tuesday through Friday, for some World of War Quest. And Thursday for another Wait Did I Roll a Wild. Our last Wait Did I Roll a Wild before LVO.
LVO.
Make sure to check out professionalcasual.com for all that information and more, as well as a brand new blog, probably premiering tomorrow, about how to paint better and how to paint good and do other things better too. Written by someone that once took a business card of mine and said, "Is this your real number?" Dr. D.
Yeah, that's me. Hey, that's how you make friends. See, I like talking to strangers. I literally talked up to you and I said, "Hey, we're friends now."
That's true.
That's not a stranger. You're friends.
Yeah, you had my phone number, and it was totally real.
That's true.
He fact checked me too. He texted it.
I never believe anything
just
anybody says to
tell
me. If
your
they
vibe.
Yeah, that's
the chick.
super fair. Super fair.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
great
I
one.
love
We
all of you.
Thank you so much. 5-star reviews, Audible, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It's really
Bathroom
important.
stalls.
It helps people find us. If you're going to buy something off of Amazon.com, leave a review for Wait Did I Roll a Wild there. Why not? Bathroom stalls. Once again, great place for it. If you are an employer, on your employees, what do they call them? Reviews.
Quarterly reviews.
Their annual or quarterly reviews. Leave them a review for Wait Did I Roll a Wild. Did we meet your expectations? I doubt it. But thank you so much. Bye. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.